Hey, I'm Henry, and do you feel it? It's October. It's the best month of the year. It's time to think only about two things: copious amounts of candy and scary movies. And as you're curled up watching these scary movies, you may wonder to yourself, which one of these villains would make the best candy? Today, I'm gonna prove to you which one of these horror icons would become the best sweet treat to eat in this season. To understand which horror movie icon would make the best candy, we need to first understand what makes a good candy. I have found that there are two criteria when discovering the best candy. Recognizability. You need to be recognizable if you're going to sell well. Think, everyone knows about Hershey's, knows about Twix, knows about M&M's. They're recognizable. You want to be high up on this graph. And the second criteria is taste. If you taste real good, people are going to eat you. If you taste real bad, people are going to make fun of you for eating it. So now, plotting recognizability and taste as two axes of a graph, we can find out who is the best horror icon to make into a candy. We're aiming for somewhere around here, the intersection of the best taste and the best recognizability. Now obviously, I'm not gonna rank every horror movie character. That's just too many, and this graph would just be a list of names in a jumbled order. We gotta condense it down. I'm gonna do 15 of the most popular horror movie characters that I can think of. We got Buffalo Bill, Hannibal Lecter, Chucky the Leprechaun, Benjamin Willis from I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Cube from Cube, because I love that movie and you should watch it. We got Leatherface, the Yautja from Predator, the Xenomorph, Jason Voorhees, Pamela Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, and Jigsaw. I just dropped one of them. The first step is we need to rank these characters in terms of recognizability so that we can find out where along this graph they lie so that we can determine taste later. And this was an interesting challenge to think of. We need to rank these characters' popularities, these characters' recognizability. We need to rank them up. I did math. Okay, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet and do really easy math, not like the last episode of DeQuestioned. I swear, I promise this one's gonna be better. We're doing easy stuff this time. The first step into ranking these characters' recognizabilities was I had to find an easy number that I could work with that would give me a general look at how popular they were. So I looked up the characters' names and noted the search results per second of each character. For things like the Leprechaun and the Cube, I added the year the first movie in the franchise came out. That way we could reduce our search results from including things like Irish folktales or Lucky Charms, and just focus down on what we need, which is character popularity. Now doing this, I got some very big numbers, and frankly, I didn't want to have to deal with them. So I turned to a little bit of statistics to help me out. See, by plugging these numbers into my trusty TI-84 calculator, I could use some statistics to find out the mean and the standard deviation of all these numbers. And that's just a fancy way of saying I found the average and how varied these numbers are. So now, with the mean, the standard deviation, and the original value of these characters' popularity scores, I'm going to take something called the z-score, which is going to be the original score minus the mean, and take that number and divide it by the standard deviation. And this is going to standardize our score, which is to say the numbers will be on a scale of like the ones digits rather than the billions, literally, for some of these characters. See, if you use the z-score, you get to see how many standard deviations a character's popularity is above or below the mean. So you get numbers like negative 0.38 or 0.1, as opposed to 1,555,555,556. Now using these z-scores, we're going to rank them, and that's going to be our ranking in terms of recognizability. So now we have recognizability out of the way, we're going to move on to taste. Taste is subjective, is unique to each person, so how do we quantify it? I'm going to tell you what each of them will taste like, and I'm just going to put them on a scale. So with these z-scores and these foods that these characters would make, we're going to combine them and rank them. So, let's get to the ranking. Now in last place, we have a tie between Pamela Voorhees and Buffalo Bill. Pamela would probably have a candy that's like homemade brownies. She's very motherly. We'll put her over here. Buffalo Bill, on the other hand, I had two options, Buffalo or Gum, because his last name is Gum. I'm just gonna assume it's buffalo flavored gum, and it's gonna go there. The Yout Jaw, the species name of the predator, is up next. And honestly, I always thought that green stuff that he used to heal himself was kind of like a glow stick. So that's what he's gonna taste like. He's gonna go right there. Next up is Leatherface. I like Western food a lot. Jason Voorhees would probably stick to his theming, you know, stick to the brand identity, have it summer camp themed. It'd probably be like a s'more or something. So he'll go over here. The Leprechaun, on the other hand, would probably present you with a bowl of Lucky Charms, but they're actually just razors. Hannibal Lecter has some class. You know it'd be fancy, expensive, a high-quality dessert. It's also probably just a human brain. Freddy Krueger, I mean, he probably tastes like those hot candies that your self-loathing friends eat. I'm gonna make a Ghostface one. Big fan. Now, I actually had a really difficult time ranking Ghostface. See, I just didn't know what he would taste like until I had an epiphany. There's always two members when there's a Ghostface. And you know what candy there's always two of? A Twix. And I love Twix. I got nothing for Chucky. Can we just say he tastes like plastic and like put him over here? Does that work? I think it works. I think it's fine. The Cube would taste like pierogies, and if you don't know why, please watch Cube. It's a good movie and I love it dearly. I forgot about the Xenomorph. He came after Ghostface. It's just gonna be sour goop. Now we're in the top 3 most popular horror movie characters, and number 3 is Benjamin Willis. What the hell is this? I didn't realize that I Know What You Did Last Summer was this popular. And you know what? I mean all the disrespect when I say he's a fisherman, and his candy would probably be fish flavored. In second place is Michael Myers, and he's from a series called Halloween, so his candy flavor is just gonna be candy. It's very middling. And finally, in first place, the most popular Halloween character from these 15 is Jigsaw. But I don't think you understand. When I say he was popular, he had a score of 3.71. Okay? You wanna know what Michael Myers had? Michael Myers, the second most popular on this list, Michael Myers had a score of 0.1. This man had a score almost 4 above Michael Myers. This is insane. He is literally 4 points above Michael Myers, basically. He should exceed the scale. But at the same time, his candy would probably be like a test, like he poisoned you and the antidote's in one of the candies, and that's like just a lot of stress. And that's it. I have now ranked these horror movie icons based on how good their candy would be. If they're over here, it's pretty good. If they're over here, watch out. Now when you're curled up watching your favorite scary movie, you can relax knowing that someone has already ranked how good their candy would be. Given that it is one of these 15, I'm really bad at future planning.